Hey everyone that's been following me, I want to just kind of go over how to identify the bottom. And when you're dip buying on a power momentum strategy, you want to find the bottom of the stock and kind of time it. And there's a little bit of nuance to it. And I have a lot of great stocks that are kind of buys right now. And I have some stocks that I've bought that aren't so great. But I'm going to start off with some of the ones that I really like, that are on my rankings, that are on my list. And this is Duolingo. As you can see, it has the power momentum strategy. The stock price is above the 200-day moving average. And the 50-day moving average is above the 100-day moving average. So we're just trying to figure out on these Keltner channels if this is a buy. And you see this Duolingo was a super hot stock, gapped up, topped out at about 545 area. And then since then, it's kind of been selling off. It had this cup going and then it's lost its momentum. A couple things to watch for are gaps. You do want to keep in mind it could very well fill this gap all the way down at 400. So this is a stock that's you might want to have tight stops. But the main thing that I'm looking for as it's down towards this bottom of the Keltner channel is for it to finally show some buying, some strength. That could be a really strong green candle or 2 or 3 green candles in a row. And so this stock looks like it could be bottoming right here. It's just starting to have a green candle. But I have a little bit of a suspicion that it could want to fill this gap down here at 400. So although I like Duolingo, there's so many stocks to choose from. I'm not necessarily jumping on it right now. Let me show you another stock that does not look so hot. It doesn't even look like it's slowing down, going down. T-Mobile, one of my favorite stocks, one that I have a position in, but it doesn't look so hot. I mean, the 50-day looks like it's going to cross over the 100-day moving average. The stock price just went below the 200-day moving average. All really bad. So this could very well stop out for me as a loss. One of the rare times the system doesn't work. Of course, as soon as it stops out, it seems like it'll turn around and start bouncing back. So I might, just take a little bit more damage and be patient with this stock. But it doesn't look so hot. One that does look like it could be starting to bottom, Arthur J. Gallagher. Good stock. It's above the 200-day moving average, barely. And the 50-day is over the 100. But you kind of see they're sloping down. It kind of looks like it could be losing its momentum. There's a nice spot right here in that 300 area for like a double bottom, and it bounced off the 200-day moving average. Those are usually pretty good indicators, and it's had a couple of green days in a row. So it's one I'm keeping an eye on, or I might even buy with a tight stop, maybe around like 300, maybe even tighter than that, around like 305, just below the 200 moving average. If it loses its 200 moving average, then it probably hasn't bottomed. So this is a good spot to find a bottom, is off that 200-day moving average. Show you a stock, an example of a stock maybe that has worked for me with the system, IBM. Basically bought it back here around 230 when it was dipping. Stock I've liked for a while, and it was at the bottom of the Keltner channel and kind of in this area. You see it started to have a little bit of a recovery, a few green days towards the bottom, bouncing off the 200-day moving average. So the 200-day moving average is really a good indicator. If you look at it right here, 200-day moving average bounced off of that, 200-day moving average bounced off of that. So that's a good line in the sand. And you see since there it's just taken off. It's gone up from 230 to 280. Now it's towards the top of the Keltner channel. I have to figure out, hey, is this a stock I want to take some profit on? I'll look at another stock that kind of worked with this system as well. Brinker. Bought it towards the middle of the Keltner channel, which is a fair buying area. That's a stock I like long term. And basically has done well since then. Price is over the 200-day moving average. The 50 is over the 100, and it's been decently strong. Another one that I dip bought was Palo Alto Networks. I like that stock. And basically, I think bought it down in the 180 area. It looked like it was recovering. This 50 days over the 100. The price is over the 200. it's in the right industry in cybersecurity, so I like cybersecurity stocks, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, others. But it looks like it's recovered, and I mean it's got this I think it's an all-time high at about 208, and if it can get above that, it could just keep going and going. So these are some stocks that have worked out. Another one that's done really well, Celsius. I really like the industry. I like what they're doing, and most importantly, I kind of like this chart. It lost. This was a high-flying stock for a long time. I loved this stock, and then it just has tanked and tanked and tanked. In fact, let's go back and look at it. So on a little wider time frame, I mean, this stock was a $100 stock, double topped in that $100 area, and then it just sold off and sold off and sold off. I mean, it kind of seems like a huge big-time investor must have been dumping shares for this entire time, and it finally looks like it kind of rounding out and bottoming right down here at about $20, and that kind of looks like a level that it turned around. And I finally decided, well, let's look at this 50-day moving average, and this 50-day, the price finally went over the 200-day moving average, and the 50-day crossed over the 100, and I thought, this is a great stock to buy. I mean, this thing's a $40 stock. It could go back up to 100. I mean, it might take it a while, but this is a real interesting stock. So I kind of bought it down when the 50-day crossed, and it was near the 200-day moving average. It kind of seemed like a bottom to me, and it's kind of rebounding. And since then, it's done quite well. So these are some stocks that have done pretty well for me. I've got a few that just haven't taken off yet. Kroger is a stock that is a solid company. They're buying back their shares. I like them, and it's just not done well for me. It's close to stopping out. It's well below the Keltner channel, but the 200-day moving average is right here. It might go all the way to the bottom of that 200-day moving average, and it's not showing any green candles, any signs of going up. Another one, Berkshire Hathaway. Traditionally a pretty good stock. It's got that 50-day over the 100. The price is over the 200, but it's floating right around there. So it should be close to the bottom, right around here at this 200-day moving average. If it's, as you can see back here in April, it bounced off the 200-day moving average. If you look at it back here in January, it bounced off that 200 moving average. Back here, it was kind of close to the 200. So you can see this 200-day moving average is a nice indicator of a bottom. As long as the stock has the power momentum, as long as it's above the 200, and as long as the 50 is over the 100. And so hopefully Berkshire is bottoming soon, but it hasn't shown any green or strong green candles. Here's another stock, Progressive, great insurance company. It's just showing a green day. It's all the way below the bottom, and it's bouncing off the 200. Another kind of indicator that it could be bottoming. We've got a lot of these stocks right now that are doing this. They are either going to go up or they're going to go down. They're kind of at an inflection point. TJ Maxx, another great company. Good thing I didn't buy it up here at the top of the Keltner channel thanks to my rules. But I did kind of get it towards the middle, and then it's gone down, down, down. Now, hopefully it hangs on around this 200-day moving average. Might need to put some stops in around this 120 area. I think I'm going to have to adjust stops down to that 200-day moving average, which is a good spot for a stop loss. Here's another one. Mercado Libre has been a great stock for a long time. It's kind of like the Amazon of South America, mixed with maybe like some other tech companies. And I mean, it's got that 50-day strongly over the 100-day. It's got the 200-day that's below the price. So everything looks good. It just has not shown a recovery. I'm just kind of waiting for it to give me either a nice, big, strong green candle or a couple of 2 or 3 days of green, or even a green, red, which is green, red, green, which is like green, red, go. It's a nice candle too, as long as they're nice, thick candles. The volume's way down on this stock. Hopefully that's a good indicator as far as the selling. The volume's kind of been going down. That's a good indicator that maybe the selling's slowing. This one I definitely want to buy, but I wanted to show just a little bit of strength. Here's the one I like. Allstate, another insurance company that's strong. The price is right at that 200-day moving average. And basically, it's given me a green, so it could be a buy any day. I'm really contemplating buying Allstate right now. It's kind of fits the criteria, bottom of the Keltner. The momentum's there. It might take it a couple weeks or a month or whatever to recover. But if you have a little bit of longer time frame, you're position trading, these can be the stocks that, a month or two from now, you kind of forget about them, and all of a sudden they just start going and going and going. It's kind of incredible. If you're just looking for a swing, you might want to get, look for stocks that are a little hotter. We'll look at a few stocks that might be a little hotter and better for swing trading. But Walmart right here is a stock, again, 50 days nice and strong over the 100. The price is over the 200-day moving average, but it just has not been strong. It's at that bottom of the Keltner channel. It's kind of bouncing off the 100-day moving average. I want to see it have some green days before I want to necessarily buy into it. Duolingo, I think we hit on this stock earlier, but this is just one that's definitely on my wish list. I don't know about this gap, this big gap right here. Gips, I'm told from, experts in the industry, and I don't know 100%, but they say that, 80% of gaps fill. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I haven't found that to be true, but I do find that there's a good chance they can fill. This one's awful low down, so that's the only reason I'm a little bit leery on Duolingo. Chubb, great stock, insurance industry. I think Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway has holdings in it. And, it's right at that 200-day moving average, and it's starting to show green. All these are kind of showing bottoms, really. Chef Warehouse, hot stock on my growthy list. I love this stock. And basically, it's got that price well above the 200, the 50s over the 100, and it's just towards that bottom of the Keltner channel. We just need to see a few green days on this. Here's another one. C Limited, hot stock, tech company, and basically, price over the 200, 50-day over the 100. Everything's lining up on the power trend. Bottom of the Keltner channel. It's just starting to show some green. So, let's give it another couple days. We need a strong green candle or a couple of green candles before necessarily want to jump into the stock. Verizon. Steady Eddie stock, nice stock to buy long-term options or options on. It's a cheap stock, so the options aren't very expensive on it as well. And basically, the price is above the 200, the 50s over the 100. It's kind of been tight, consolidating. I really do expect this. This looks good. It could float down a little bit more towards the Keltner channel. Waste Management's one that I've gone over. It's starting to recover and show some green. It actually looks like a buy. It's down towards the bottom of the Keltner channel. Everything's lining up according to the power momentum strategy. It should be a buy. You had a nice solid green recovery day, and now you've got another green day. It looks like it could go. Today will be kind of an important day. How about MicroStrategy? It's got a huge flag flowing, kind of almost a cup and handle as well. This wide cup and this handle right here. And if Bitcoin keeps its price surging and going up, this should go up as well. And it's a nice buying area. It's kind of got a green, red, green. So it's kind of showing some recovery. It's got some green here. It's just bouncing around. Might put some stops at this 200-day moving average or even a little higher. But got a position in this. I think I want to add into that. I like it. Uber's another stock, kind of an example of the power momentum strategies in place. It was down towards the bottom of the Keltner channel. It was a buy in this area. It had 3 green days in a row. Now it's kind of catching its breath. It's towards the middle of the Keltner channel, towards that 20-day moving average. So that's kind of kind of a good spot, a fair spot to maybe look at it for its next leg up past this kind of point of like $86 of resistance. So we'll see, you know, it could leg up, and this could be a decent one to look at. So just to shift gears, how about some stocks that maybe would be a little bit better to, you know, to swing trade? Well, they're a little hotter. Philip Morris is a stock that's been really good. I bought down towards the bottom, I think in this area, and I actually sold and trimmed my position a lot. I actually sold it off. I have one share just in case, just to keep track of the stock, and when it dips back down around this $170 area, I think I'm going to try to buy it again. This is one that is like on my automatic buy list. It's such a strong stock, but it's just not quite there. There's a lot of hot stocks that have cooled off lately. CoreWeave, if you kind of look at them, it was way above that Keltner channel. Now it's kind of floating down. Pegasystems, here's a nice stock. The chart's kind of wild. You know, usually it's nice to have stocks. You know, let me go back to Philip Morris. Here's an ideal stock. I mean, this stock just looks perfect. It's basically starts down in the left and goes up towards the right, and it's just steady Eddie. It climbs, consolidates, climbs, consolidates. Maybe has a little breather, and then it climbs, consolidates, climbs, takes a breath. And all these are buying opportunities. You could have bought it back here in October, and you could have bought it back here in January. You could have bought it back here in early April. Could have bought it back here in May. All these are buying opportunities. So it does go back down into that bottom of that Keltner channel. It does take breathers. That's when you want to pick it up, and then it just keeps running and running and running. It's just one of those stocks that kind of does that. GE Vernova is kind of the same way. You know, it climbs, consolidates, climbs. Those are what you want. Here's a nice winner for me. First Majestic Silver. I mean, silver's been hot. In all honesty, from the experts I've been listening to, the commodities are in their cycles. Platinum's the next one to get hot. And but silver was hot. This is a silver miner. It's way above the Keltner channels. Probably going to take profit or sell half my position right now. It's just so high up, and see if it floats back down. But it may be best to let the winners run. I've got to think about that. Sometimes letting your winners run, because it's not necessarily a swing trade for me. But I may trim a little bit of the position here, see if it comes back down, and maybe, you know, try to buy it there. Here's another stock that I just always love. It's kind of like Philip Morris. It's one of those stocks that just acts so well. Basically, up and to the right, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates. So Netflix, whenever it dips, I love buying this stock. It's one for me so many times. And basically, you know, everything's lined up as far as the power momentum. Another stock that seems to always win for me is Meta. Now, it's not been so clean. I mean, but you know, over the long haul, it's for the most part, you know, one of those stocks that it's kind of up and to the right. This is over the last 3 years or so. But as you can see, it goes up, consolidates, up, consolidates, up. Now, of course, we had the big tariff scare and all that, and the market just tanked, and it tanked with the market. But it's been going up. Maybe it'll consolidate. And, you know, these are some of these Philip Morris, Netflix, Meta. These are stocks that are kind of like, hey, you know, when they dip and they're bottom of the Keltner channel and everything's lined up, I'm pretty much buying them. Hood's a stock that I like. It had this cup, this handle, and it's taken off, and everything's lining up there. It's just high in the Keltner channel. If you're looking at some commodities, something interesting is I think platinum. It's hot right now, so I'm not so sure that I would be buying. It's hard for me to buy and chase. But look at this. This was one that right back here, the 50-day moving average crossed over the 100-day moving average, and the price crossed above the 200, and as you can see, it decided, well, it's time for me to take off. And it took a little breather, like a 3-bar play as we call that, 1, 2, 3, and then boom, it just took off. So I wouldn't be looking to buy it up here. I want it to float back down towards that Keltner channel, or even in the middle of the Keltner channel, but I have a feeling that this could keep going strong for a while. So went over a lot of stocks today, a lot of things we're looking at. Again, just to kind of recap some stocks that I really like. For me, Allstate looks like it's recovering. Duolingo, we'll see if it kind of bounces. Mercado Libre looks like it could be bouncing. Walmart hasn't shown really a bottom yet. TJ Maxx hasn't shown a bottom yet. Progressive could be showing a bottom. It's bouncing off that 200-day moving average. Berkshire Hathaway hopefully bouncing off that 200-day moving average. I don't think I covered McDonald's, but McDonald's is bouncing off that 200-day moving average. Arthur J. Gallagher, Kroger. Kroger needs to show some strength here. AJG, Arthur J. Gallagher, starting to show a couple of green days, could be a buy. T-Mobile has not shown any strength yet. Did not bounce off the 200-day moving average. Does not look good. Some hot stocks, Chef, Warehouse, showing a little green day. Could be a time to buy. MicroStrategy right in the middle of that Keltner channel. We'll see what Bitcoin does, but I like it for me. Uber, middle of the Keltner channel. I like it for me. So, went over a lot of stocks here. There's a ton more, but these are ones that are on my list of like dip buys for a position trade. I mean, these are decent areas according to the power momentum strategy that I use. And so, you know, none of them in particular, I would say, are the absolute best. They all have different areas that I like about them, different criteria. So depending on what kind of a stock you're looking to get into, these could be, you know, buying areas, and they're not, you know, too expensive. They're not too hot to buy. So take a look at these, and, you know, good luck in the markets. I hope this video helped. If so, leave a comment. Tell me what stock you're looking at and what system you use. I'd love to hear. Maybe you have something better. I'd love to learn that, because I'm always trying to learn, but I haven't found anything that works better than this system in a long time of position and swing trading. So thanks. Bye.